Hi, it's Lisa Cuneo, and welcome to my scrapbook table. I'm using papers from my 100 pattern paper challenge as well as my counterfeit kit for the month of October. And I am still working on New York City. This is almost the last page from New York City. So on the pattern paper challenge Facebook group, Tina gives a challenge each week, and for week 41, it was this sketch. And I liked it because there's lots of photos on it, and I have several to put on a 2-page spread. So here's what I'm working with. I have several photos. I end up using 6 of them. I thought I would get 7 on, but the 7th one just didn't really fit. And I end up using only one of the Statue of Liberty photos, the larger one. I have some globe paper there, which is left from a travel or globe kit from Stampin' Up. This is random paper. That grid is what I use as well. Here's a sticker sheet I pulled out. I use that one that says today because it has a bridge on it. I don't know if it's the same bridge, but that's what I use. And this is going to be my background paper. I think it's from a Maggie Holmes kit. I decided to add a little bit of splatter to it before I started. I used a spray that I made with Baja Breeze re-inker and alcohol and water for a class a long time ago. And then I did this one, which is a Tim Holtz spritz. I think it's peacock feathers. And I don't know how much the Baja Breeze shows up, but I do think it did make some of a difference, and I like that. I also end up inking the edges of all my papers, as well as the edges of the photo mats. So I fiddle around here, thinking where I want to put things. Excuse me. We went on a harbor tour of New York City to see the skyline, and we saw some things across the river toward New Jersey. And it was a chilly day and windy, but we still had a really nice time, and I'm really glad we did that. It was a good way to see some things. We could not go see the Statue of Liberty because by the time we planned this, you couldn't get reservations. And I feel bad about that because that's something Dan has never done and would like to have done, but we just couldn't make it work with when we were going. So the next best thing was to sail past it. I also wanted to add this cut file of a film roll, and I just back it with some gray cardstock, or it's almost a patterned paper. It's not really cardstock. It's from a 6x6 Stampin' Up paper pack. And I don't know why I didn't put it toward the top or the bottom. Maybe, I think there was a piece, a darker section of it that I wanted to be behind the cut file. So I just glued it down, cut it out with my scissors, and then trimmed it up a bit. And so that's going to go at the top there because in the sketch that Tina shared, there were some banners going across, and I decided that would serve as a banner. Again, I don't have a lot of embellishments to go with this trip, and I'm not using a specific collection, so I always struggle when I do that, and I should know better, but I'm working with what I have. And so I went to my dies as well as some word stickers, and I pulled out the title Capture the Moment, and I pulled out some sailing related dies. There's the compass rose there, an anchor, and also you'll see a ship's wheel in a moment. And the sticker pack that had the title in it also had some arrows, and so I'm using those. One points to the bridge and the other to the Empire State Building, which I talked about in my journaling. And I decided to trim off part of this compass rose so that I didn't have to tuck it very far there and it would fit where I wanted. I did cut 3 layers of the embellishments from the dies, and that's what ended up on the page. 3 layers, that way they feel a little more substantial. This is from that sticker sheet. It's got a bridge on it, so it's going to go here on the left toward the bottom, and then my journaling will go in that column kind of between the word, beginning of the word capture and that sticker. I thought about putting the anchor at the bottom, but which seems like it would make more sense to me, but it just didn't fit well there, and the other piece did, so the anchor ends up at the top. I had never seen the Brooklyn Bridge, and I still would like to. There's a park there around and under the bridge, and there's walking tours of that area. You can walk across the bridge, I believe. I would love to do that someday, but our schedule just didn't allow it this time. But I did get to see it and take some really good pictures as we sailed toward it, and then we got to sail underneath. So that was really fun to me. I also added some gold stars from the sheet that had the title on it. I put 2 with the title, 1 with my journaling, and a couple in each of the other embellishment clusters. So I've already basically told you my journaling, and I made a list of the sites that we saw. I just went to the website of the tour company and found the list. I also wanted to add some banner pieces because that was in the sketch. So I trimmed some pieces from scraps and cut them into banners and put them in a couple of places around here. I'm sorry that I did not silence my phone before I started this, and of course I get 2 texts while I'm doing a voiceover. And let's see. So I glue these down. They're not perfect, but again, I'm using what I have, and it worked out nicely. I also pulled out a thing of New York City stickers. They're from an old company called, what's it called? Paper House Productions 3D stickers. I don't see a date on here, so I have no idea when they were made or manufactured, or if you could even still get them. I bought them on clearance at a scrapbook store. And so that's where I got the Empire State Building sticker. And I use another one. It says New York Minute. And then on the page I create next, I think it'll go up on Sunday, I use another sticker from there as well. So the last thing I do is add this sticker that says love this photo, and it points to the Empire State Building, because as we sailed past there, the captain had told us that it was coming up, that you would get the perfect shot of the Empire State Building. And I did, so that's why I wanted the arrow pointing to the Empire State Building. And there's the 3D sticker of that building. I did take 2 layers of foam off because there was just so much. It was going to be way too thick for my taste in the scrapbook. So we're coming up to the end. I'm really happy that you're here today. Thanks for joining me. I appreciate my viewers and my subscribers. I would love it if you hit the like button, and even better if you leave a comment below. Lastly, I wanted to fill in that gap up there. It just felt awkward to me, so I used part of, excuse me, part of a Viewmaster die. And that is just about it. The still shots are coming up. There will be information in the description box below. Thanks for joining me. I hope you have a great day and you get to scrapbook soon. Bye-bye.